In today's video, we're going to be creating a theme toggler. So we have light, dark, green, and yellow. So we can switch between these colors. So if I click dark, we're already on dark anyway, so it didn't change. So if I go to light, it will change to the light color. And then when I go to green, it will change to the green theme. And then when I go to yellow, it will change to the yellow theme. Okay, so this is what we're going to create. I'll see you in the video. I've done some cleanup already. I've also included the SVG image that we're going to use for this project. So to get started, let's go and install Start Components. Run this command, npm install Start Components. I've already done that. I don't need to waste your time installing Start Components. Okay, so as you can see, the project is empty. When I go to the browser, there's nothing here. Okay, so let's create a new component inside the source folder, I mean, new file. So this one is going to be menu.js. Okay, so I'm going to create a functional component. Alright, so after installing Start Components, create a new file. So this one is going to be global style.js. So this is going to use Start Components. We're going to import create global style from Start Components. So it's called create global style. Okay, so we've imported global style from Start Components. I'm going to create a style file, const. I'm going to call this global. You can call it global style or global whatever. And then we're going to run create global style, not file. Okay, so in here we're going to do a basic page resetting. I'm going to give padding 0, margin of 0, and then list style 0, none, not 0, none, and then box sizing, border box. Alright, so in the body we're going to give this a background color. So background slate blue, and then we need to export this global. Export default. It's going to be global style. Alright, so to be able to use this global style, let's go to the index.js. In here above the app, I'm going to import the global style. Alright, and then I'll save. Hopefully our background should be blue. Okay, there you can see our Start Components is working. So now what we need to do is create some variables inside the root file. In here we're going to create some variables that we're going to use. Okay, so the first variable that I want is called bg header. So this is going to be our background for the header file. Okay, so in here we can put some colors that we want to use: F2, F6, FF. Okay, so in here I'm going to paste the rest of the variables that we're going to use, because I don't want to waste any of your time. And then I'll paste the variable that we're going to use: bg body, bg menu, and text1 to 2. Okay, so after that we're going to create some modes that we're going to use. So we have light. So this is the class name, light. So for the light mode, I want to change these colors to something else. Okay, and then we have light, and then we have dark mode. I want to change this to these colors to something else. And then we have green. We can do green, and then we change these colors to something else. And then finally I think we can have something like yellow or pink, whatever colors that we want to use for the combination. Okay, so now we have our themes. Okay, so we have light, dark, and green. So for the global, I'm going to go to the background color. I'm going to change this to a variable. So the variable that I want the main color to be, so for the go to the global. Actually, we're already there. So I want the in the root bg body, which is white. I'm going to paste it here. So just copy the variable, paste in the variable name, remove the hex. Okay, so it should be body, which is white. So for the background, I want it to be white, and then when I save this, it's white. So if you want to see if this is really working, I'll go to the BG body, and then I'll change this color to red. Okay, as you can see, it's updating to red. Alright, so I'll put it back to white. So what I'm going to do in the app.js, I'm going to render a menu file. Okay, menu. Actually, inside the app.js, I'm going to have a header. Okay, you can create as a separate component for this, but I'm going to just put it inside the app.js, but you can actually create a separate component for that. Okay, so this one is going to be app styled. This goes to styled components, styled, import styled from styled components like this, import it, and then style.div. We're going to create a div. Alright, so inside the div in here, we're going to replace the app, the div here with styled components. Okay, so inside the styled, I'm going to give the header height of something like 70 VH height, and then width of 100%, and then a background color. Sorry for that, my phone is on silent. And then a background color. So we're going to give a variable, which is going to be, I think, BG header, if I remember correctly. Okay, so we're getting the variable color. So now inside the header, we're going to render the menu. So make sure you import menu. Okay, make sure you import here, up here. We're going to render the menu. So if I refresh, nothing happens. Okay, so now let's see if our header is there. So our header is right here. Okay, here's our header. There it is. So our the header doesn't have a width and a height. So we'll go header. We want to style this header width 100% and a height of 100%. Okay, so now our header should have a height and a width. There it is. Actually, this background color is supposed to be in the header, not in the app.js itself. Not in the app style. It's supposed to be inside the header. That's where we want the background to be. Okay, so there it is, our header. There should be a background color, BG header. Okay, so the BG header, what did I name it? BG header. By default, it's this color here. I don't know what it is. Oh, I didn't do it correctly. So it should be double dash. Okay, and there it is. Now we have our header. Okay, so we're going to do a clip path for this header. So we're going to do clippy. It's clippy CSS clip path. Okay, so we're going to select this one. What I'm going to do is I'm going to remove this. Actually, no, I need something different. Let's try this. Alright, so we do this, and then we're going to remove this one, something like this. Okay, so make sure it's 81. Okay, this one should be 50%. Okay, 50%, make sure it's equal. Okay, or we can increase this to something like 75, and then the other one 75 too. Okay, and then copy this clip path. You can do that if you remember the values, and then I'll go down to the header. That's where I want to apply that clip path. Okay, and then I'll save. There should be a shape. So this is our header shape. Okay, we can increase these values to whatever values that you like, but we're going to use this shape for now. Okay, so now inside the menu, I'm going to do const menu styled is equals to styled import styled components dot, actually I'll do a div, div you can use a nav if you're doing styled. Okay, if you're doing a proper menu, you can use a nav. Okay, so menu styled. In the menu, we're going to create a set of buttons. So in here, we're going to say dot buttons. Alright, so in the buttons, what we have, we're going to have each individual button. Okay, so and then inside the button, we're going to have something else as well, circle. Okay, so now we have some buttons. Here I'm going to say this light theme, a button. Okay, so now let's go ahead and style the buttons. So down here we're going to say display, flex, and then justify content, center, height. For this one I'm going to say 10 VH for now. It's temporary. We're going to change it later. And then align items to center. Okay, so for the menu styled, and then we're going to target the buttons, dot buttons. So for the buttons, I'm going to give it a background color far. I can't remember the name of the variable that we're going to do for the buttons. So btn color, that's the name of the variable. Copy that and then put it down here, btn color. Okay, so it's going to inherit that color. Whatever you change it to, it's going to be different. So we're going to do also give it a padding, 1 rem top and bottom, and then 2 rem left and right. And then in there we have a button, each individual button. So we're going to style this individual button differently. Okay, we're going to do display, flex. Okay, and then we're going to do align items to center, because there's a text inside the button, so we want to align center between the circle and the text. Okay, and then I'm going to give the a cursor pointer, and then I'm going to give it a padding except the last button. I don't want the last button to have a margin actually, so I'm going to say end. Oops, where's the end? I'm going to say end, not last child. I don't want the last child to have a margin right of 2 rem, then but I want the rest of the buttons to have a margin of right 2 rem, but the last one I don't want it to have that. That's why we're using the not pseudo element selector. Okay, so now we're done with the button. Inside the button we have circle. Okay, so we're going to say dot circle. We're going to target the circle. So we're going to give this width 1.5 rem and a height of 1.5 rem as well, 1.5 rem, and then we're going to do a border radius of 50%. I just need to double check if I'm recording. Okay, I am. Okay, border radius 50%, and then a background color. So for the background color here, we're going to, I'm thinking to give this one, hold on, what did I name it? btn. It should be like this. Okay, all right, so I'm thinking to what to name that. I think I'll create a new variable. This one is going to be circle color, something like that. And then this one is temporary. You're going to change this. It's red for now. It's just temporary. And then in the light mode, I'll put it there. I'll put it there. I'll put it there. And then finally in the yellow, I'll copy the name of the variable, and then in the menu I'm going to do a var, and then I'll do that. I'll put it in there. Okay, so let's see what we have. So now we have a circular and a light. As you can see, we have nice circle. So now let's do the border. So border, it's 2 pixels solid. You can do the border pixel here as a variable as well, and then we're going to do var. I'm pretty sure it's border color. I think that's what I've named it. That's not it. Let me double check. It's just border, not color. Border. Oops, here. Just border. And then we should have a color surrounding the border. Okay, so the circle, we're also going to have a margin of right. Margin right. So this one is going to be 0.3 rem. You can use whatever values you want. Okay, so display, flex as well, align items to center. Okay, so now I think that's it for the alright. Oh, we're missing a margin, not margin auto, just margin right, not auto, 0.3 rem. Okay, now we have a bit of spacing between the button and the text. Okay, so now we've done the light button. Now let's copy this. Actually, this one I'm going to give it a class. It's going to be light. Okay, and then dark, and a class of dark as well. I'm pretty sure we have another what did I name the colors? So we have green and yellow. So I'll do green, and then we have yellow. Alright, so now we have yellow. Okay, light, green, yellow. So now, as you can see, we have 4 buttons. Display, flex, align items to center. Okay, there they are. And then a background color. Let me double check. Border, btn color, bg menu. Okay, copy that, and then I'll put in here bg menu. So that's going to be our background color. Okay, so now I'm going to give this some border radius 10 pixels to be, yep, and then box shadow. We can do some variables for the box shadow as well, but I'm not going to waste your time. So 10 pixels on the x-axis, then 5 pixels on the y, and then the blur 15 pixels, GBA. Okay, we're going to do 0, 0 for the black color, and then 0.2 for the alpha. Okay, now we have a bit of a blur. I'm going to reduce this from 10 to something like 6 pixels on the x-axis. Okay, so now we have a box shadow there. It's nice. Alright, so now let's work on the click. Actually, I think I'm going to put a logo here as well. So inside the header, menu header, I'm going to put the logo. So dot logo. So for the logo, I'm going to copy the entire SVG here. So this looks a bit messy, but I just to this. Okay, I'll copy the SVG, and then down in the app.js, in the logo, I'll paste in the SVG. Okay, it's not indenting properly. Alright, so now I'm going to minimize this SVG so it doesn't look messy. Alright, node. Okay, so hopefully we should have, there it is. Okay, So SVG logo. Let me inspect this. Okay, so we can do text align, text align to center it, but it's not. I want it to be somewhere here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to copy this logo class, logo, and then I'm going to do position absolute, left 0, actually 50%, top 50%, and then I'm going to transform and translate, and then I'm going to do minus 50% and minus 50%. So minus 50% on the x-axis and minus 50% on the y. So I want it to be somewhere down here, but I'm going to do minus 30% on the y-axis to be somewhere there. Actually, it's the wrong direction. Hold on. It should be the positive. It should be something like 20%. Still wrong direction. Minus 80. Yep, I think somewhere there. I'll do 90. Okay, let's inspect this logo. Oh, because I'm doing top 50%, so we can reduce this. So top, I'll do 40%. All right, I'll put this back to 50%. Okay, so now it's now centered nicely. There it is. So now let's do our changing of the background. Actually, I'm missing something here. So in the menu, I'm going to do some sort of a border. I'll do border. It's a top one, top 2 pixels, solid, and then far. I think this one is border as well. Okay, there it is. We have a border at the top. I think I'll increase this to 3 pixels to make it more visible. Okay, all right, so now let's do the state. Okay, so in here I'm going to create a new state, const, so it's going to be theme, and then set theme. Okay, so by default let's go use state. By default I want it to start on the light theme. Okay, so light by default. Okay, so to make sure we start at the light theme by default, we're going to do an use effect here. Okay, it takes in a callback function. Okay, use effect. So in the use effect, what are we going to do? We're going to change the document dot so the document is going to be document element. Okay, we're going to say document element. We're going to change the class name. It's goes to by default we're going to start on theme. Okay, so theme is already the light theme by default. Okay, and then in the inside the dependencies we're going to do theme as well. Theme. All right, so by default we're going to start at light theme. So when I inspect this, we should see light theme here. It says light. Okay, when I say dark, it should give us the class names, but we didn't change the values of the colors for the themes. Okay, so we're not going to see a change yet. So for example, I'll go to the app.js and then in here I need to do a dark theme somewhere. So in the dark, so the header, bg header, I'm going to change the color to something like this. Okay, in the dark it's going to be changed to a linear gradient. Okay, can put any color you want. So when I say dark, it should be linear, light, and then dark. It's not changing yet, but let me see why. So dark bg header. Let me save everything up, and then go back to the header, background bg header. Okay, so dark. Oh, I know why. Hold on, let's keep doing our state. Okay, so in the state, theme by default it's going to be light, right? And then I'm going to say, where's the menu? Oh, this state is not I'm in the wrong component. It's supposed to be in the app. Okay, that's where I want to do this state, in the app.js. That's why I was wondering why it wasn't working. Okay, so now useState is not defined because we didn't import it. So now let's import it here. Okay, so now we have useState. So now we have light. Hopefully this one should be, the dark still not working, but let's keep going. Okay, so now we have our state. I'm going to export this. I'm going to say theme is equals to theme. Actually, I'm going to export set theme. Okay, because I want to change the state, set theme. That's why I'm exporting set theme, because I want to change the state. Set theme is used to change the state. So in the menu, I'm going to say theme, because we're exporting the set theme. Okay, so this theme is equals to set theme. So in here, I'm going to say on click. So this is the light. So on click, I'm going to run a callback function, and then I'm going to call the theme. Okay, so for the theme, this theme is going to be what color is this? White. So this one is going to be a white theme. Okay, oops, what did I export here? Let me double check. Set theme, yeah, it's theme. Okay, so for every color, we're going to say, what is it? We're going to say this one is white, this one is light, so this one is going to be light. Actually, to make this more meaningful, we can do set theme and then change this to set theme. Okay, so just to make sure it matches, to make it more meaningful. Set theme. Okay, so in here, in the menu, set theme, we're running a callback function, because when we click this button, we're going to change the theme to light. It's already on light anyway, so it's not going to change. But here, we're going to change this to dark. Oops. Copy the on click, paste, and then change this to dark. Paste again, change this to, so this one should be green. So these names are coming from our classes. These classes we've created here. Okay. Okay, and then finally we have yellow. Okay. So now hopefully when we click these colors, these classes should change. So we have yellow, green, dark, and light. Okay. So the dark is not working because I think our gradient is broken or something. Linear gradient. I don't know what's going on with this gradient. Dark. Okay, so yeah, our dark is working nicely. So what we can do is, hold on, I think I need to change this linear gradient. I'll go back to the global style, and then for the dark mode, I'm going to change this linear gradient to something else. Okay, Alright, so now let me refresh this. Dark, still not working. Linear gradient to right. Light. Okay, I think I know why. So what I did inside the header, app.js header, I did a background color. For the linear gradient to work, you're only supposed to do background. Okay, that's how the linear gradient works. So now we have a dark, light. Okay, so we haven't changed the colors yet for the green and yellow. Okay, but we have light and dark working properly. So let's go to yellow. Actually, the next one is green. So for the green color, I'm going to look for a nice green color. I'll just paste it there. You can use any colors that you want. Okay, we have a green color, and then I'm going to paste in a yellow color. Okay, so this is only for the header. We also need to do the body. So when I refresh this, light, dark, green, yellow, and as you can see, now we have the colors are switching dynamically. So now let's do this background here. It's red. That's what we've given the color to. So what I think is I'm going to give it green initially. So what did I name it? Secular. Initially I'm going to give it green. Okay, so there it is, it's green. And then when it goes on dark, I'm going to give it somewhat of a pink color. I think that would make sense. Okay, so dark pink color. So when we go dark, oh, the pink color we're using as a background menu, we're going to change that. Okay, so when we go to green, I think when we go to green, it's better to give it something like this neutral color. Where's green? Okay, so when we go to yellow, we can also give it this dark color. Alright, so now there it is, yellow, green, dark. It's working nicely. Okay, yellow, dark. Alright, so now let's work on this menu background here. So when we're on light, I want this to be somewhat of, I don't know, maybe this one, this color here from the logo. So light, PG menu, paste the color here. Okay, it's on light, but it's not changing. Oh, it's I put it on dark. Oops. Okay, so on light, PG menu. I want it to be this. Did I put the wrong color? I don't know what color I've copied. Okay, let me do that again. This one. PG menu. Okay, that doesn't look nice. But I think I'll leave it like that. Okay, and then we're also going to do the border. I think the border, I'll give it a green color. Okay, so I'll go border. So this is the light border. I'll put the green. Okay, so on the light, the border should be green. Where did I put that? I always put on the wrong one. Border green. Okay, so on the light, the border should be green here on the top. Okay, when I go dark, I think yellow is fine on dark. And then when I go green, I'm going to put that on the dark color. Green border. It's going to be somewhat of a dark color. something like that. Then yellow. On yellow, I think I'll give some border. Just put some colors that you like to put. Okay. Green. I think on green I'll do the BG menu to yellow. Okay, and then I'm going to change the border, I think, to I don't know, something like neutral again. Okay, just find the values that you see fit. Green. These colors don't look nice together. Okay, let me look. Where's the border? Okay, yeah, yellow, dark green, yellow. So when I go to yellow, I want this to be green. Okay, circular menu, I want this to be green. Alright, yellow, green, something like that. Okay, you can do whatever you like. Okay, so let's do the body as well. So for the body, on light, I'll leave it white, and then dark. On dark, I'll do this neutral color. Okay, so like light, dark, green. I think on green as well, I'll do this neutral color. Okay, so on green we have a neutral color, and then I'm also I'll try to snip this. I'll copy this color here. And then BG body inside the dark, I'm going to change it. Yeah, something like that. So for the yellow, I don't know what I'm going to put on yellow, so I need to take this yellow color, BG body, let me copy this to Figma, and then I'm going to reduce the opacity of this. Actually, I'm going to get it as an RGBA. 255, 199. So 255, 199, 2, and then the alpha 0.7. Okay, something like that. 0.6. Okay, so now we have dark, light, dark, green. Let's do the same for the green color. Okay, so now I'll go to the green, go back to Figma again, change this to the green color. 118, 172, 85. Okay, 172, 85, and then 0.6 on the alpha. Okay, there it is. So light, dark, green, yellow. Okay, now let's see if we can mess with the logo as well. Okay, so this bit here, the fill color, you can change this to maybe red to change. So I'm going to mess with that. So it's going to be target. We're going to target the SVG. SVG. Hold on. SVG, first child of rect, this rect here, the first child. Okay, so I'm going to go to the main menu. What is it? What did I, oh, it's in the app.js. So this SVG here, so it's logo SVG, and actually rect, is it first child, I think, and then I'm going to do fill. Let's try white, see if that works. Okay, now it's white, so it's affecting this circle here. SVG rect. I don't know why it's affecting the circle on top here. I don't know why it's affecting that. This one. SVG rect. I don't know. First child. Let me try this. Nth child. Let me do 1. Maybe that would still the same. I don't know. Maybe we can rect G. Maybe we can do rect G, and then fill. Let's try red. Let's try this to see if this is working. Nope. G. Oh, it's not in the rect. It's inside the SVG. Still not working. Okay, you know what? I'm going to stop. I'm not going to do the SVG now. We'll figure this out, and then I'll maybe make another video for that. Okay, so yeah, that's the functionality we were trying to create in this video. I'll see you on the next one.